Hello guys. I decided today that I'm going to do a magic video. It's been a little bit since my last video. It's been a couple of days since I uploaded the last one. But I got new decks of cards. These are the Bicycle Black and White Ghost. I really like these cards. They're great. But anyway, I'm going to use the white ones for this video. What I love about these cards is that they come with a double backer. I don't really use them very often, but you know, if you love using those or you just have a really good use for them, they're great. So anyway, today I'm going to teach you a cool little magic trick. I mean, it's a pretty easy one. But then I'm going to teach you a more advanced one, and then I'm going to teach you a really good one that it fools people almost every time. And it's really great. Okay. So the first trick, I don't remember what it's called, but basically the way it works is I'm going to shuffle up the cards. Alright, I spread them out, pick one. I promise you, I'm not going to look at the card. I'm not even going to look at my camera. So, I will honestly not know what this card is. You guys have seen it? Okay. I do not know what this card is, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the deck right there. And I'm going to put this card right here, and I'm going to set it like that, okay? So now, most magicians will see that, and they'll be like, okay, he's not holding a break. And now I'm going to cut the cards. I'll cut it a couple more times. Maybe do something fancy, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but you get the idea. I'm mixing up the cards. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread through the cards. Now if I look through them, I know that this card is the one that you guys saw. Now honestly I don't know, so I'm not going to know until I look back on the video if I'm right or not. And I'm going to feel like an idiot if I got this wrong. But, you know, if I get it wrong, I'm going to keep it in the video because that's just funny. But I'm pretty sure I got it right. So, I'll do a performance of all of the tricks first. Alright, so the second trick, what I'm going to have you do is pick a card. It doesn't matter which one it is. Let's say it's this one. Now again, I'm not looking at the card or the camera. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah. So I'm going to have you set it on top. I'll cut the cards, right? Give it a couple more cuts. Give it a few shuffles. Alright, a few more shuffles. I'll give it one more shuffle. Nope. And now, if you guys were here with me, I would actually have you shuffle the cards, but since you're not, I'll just leave it at that, and you guys are going to have to trust me. So now I'm going to spread through the cards, and I know that right away that this is your card. This was the card that you guys picked. Okay? Alright, so now, the last trick. This one, people love it, it's great. And so what I'm going to have you guys do is just pick a card. Let's say you pick that one. So you pick that one. I don't know where the camera is, so I don't know if you guys are seeing this or not. But this card, hopefully you guys see it. If not, I'll put it up in the screen, like on the, like in the video. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it. I press it in right in the center-ish, right? And so now I snap my fingers. All the cards flip over, right? This one gets people a lot. But all the cards flip over except for one. And it is your card. Okay, so all these tricks are really good. They're really easy. They were some of the first ones that I actually started learning. and they're super simple. You'll get them pretty fast, and they don't require any, well, a little bit of sleight of hand, but it's nothing difficult. So, yeah. So the first trick I'll show you guys, you probably already know how it's done, but it doesn't matter what card you pick. Let's say you pick this one, the 5 of spades. What I do is when I'm saying put your card here, I'm looking at this card. Okay, so I know that this is the king of diamonds, so I know that when you put your 5 of spades, I'll leave it face up so you can see it, but when you put your 5 of spades right there, and I set this down, I know that the king of diamonds is going to be right on top of that card. So I can cut it however many times I want, maybe do a false cut or something. Sybil cut is really the only false cut that I can remember. But it doesn't matter, whatever you do, it's not going to change it as long as you're not shuffling the cards. And so then it's just a matter of spreading through, looking for that king of diamonds, and then I'll know that, you know, that card's like, the card right underneath it will be your, well, right on top of it will be yours. So, yeah. It's a pretty simple trick. It doesn't require a lot of skill. What really helps, though, is if you know how to memorize a card really fast. Like, I know that the top card is the 10 of diamonds just from that tiny little look. Or let's say, I know this one's the 10 of hearts, because I just got a little look. But, yeah, just being able to memorize a card really fast really helps, because the less you're looking at that card, the more convincing the trick is going to be. So now for the second trick, this one, it requires a little bit more practice, but it's really simple. As long as you play it off really smoothly, nobody's going to know what you did. So again, it doesn't matter what card you pick. Let's say you pick the Queen of Diamonds. I need to angle this camera better, but say you pick the Queen of Diamonds. So what I have you do is I have you put it on top. I'll leave it face up just for now so you can see. And I'll do a couple of shuffles, you know, but the way I shuffle is I will make sure to leave a packet of cards from this the side that I know has the queen on top, and then I'll shuffle it in, and then that way it keeps that on top. And then eventually I'll do some overhand shuffles, but I'll peel off the first card first, which is the queen, and then I'll do shuffling, and then what I'll do is I'll hold it with my fingers when I'm doing the next shuffle, so you might see that. But that keeps that there. So that no matter how much I shuffle, it's always going to be right there. Okay? And so then what I'm doing is I do another riffle shuffle, and when I do that, I break it in half, and I turn this packet over, the packet that has the card on bottom, and I'll get a quick glimpse of that. So it'll be like this. I'll riffle through, and I'll say, okay, one more riffle shuffle, or one more shuffle. Oh, I normally won't turn that packet over, but I'll look at this card, and I'll know that that is their card, because I was controlling it the whole time. And so then it doesn't matter how I shuffle from there, because I know what their card is. So I can shuffle it however much I want. I mean, I can shuffle it like this if I wanted to, and I already know what their card is, so it doesn't matter what they do in terms of shuffling. I even had one guy that I did this trick to, and I said, okay, shuffle it, and I'll go leave the room. And he took the card out of the deck, and he held on to it. And when I got back, I looked through, I was like, your card's not here. And he was blown away, because he had no way of knowing that I would have known that. And it's a great trick. So, no matter how they shuffle, you're still going to know, and I still know that it's the Queen of Hearts, or Queen of Diamonds, so I just look for that, and I'm like, okay, there it is. There's your card. So, that trick is super simple, but it gets people. This last one, this one requires the most amount of skill, but mostly is misdirection. Because of the way that it is done, you have to be good at, like, distracting people. The way this trick works is I'll have them pick a card. Say it's this one. What I'll do is, while I turn around, I'll take this bottom card and I'll flip it over, and then I'll turn the whole deck of cards over. So that way, my situation is this. I have all the cards face up, except for the top card, or bottom card, I guess. But since it looks like this, since they're not spread out, it looks like this is the top and this is the bottom. when actually it's the other way around, just the bottom card is turned over. So you just gotta, what I do normally is I'll stand here like this and I'll be like, okay, memorize your card. And I'll do that like while everybody's looking at that card, because, you know, they're not going to be focused on what I'm doing at that point. They're going to be focused on that card, you know, memorizing it. So it's a great group trick because everybody's going to want to see what the card is so that they, you know if I do the trick right. So once you get it flipped over, it's as easy as just, you know, like, okay, go ahead and put your card in right here or whatever. Sometimes you can have them press it in. You just got to make sure that you hold it so that way they don't, like, see cards that are turned the opposite way. And so then the dribble that I do, that kind of does matter, because if you do it right, it will flip the top card, which is the only card that would be facing the other direction. And it's kind of embarrassing when you go to do the trick and it just ends like that, and you're just like, oh no. And then you say, okay, well, there's only one card in the deck that, you know, so the way you do it is, it's not like a normal dribble like this. What you do is it's almost like biddle grip, except for with your middle finger and thumb. And you have to put a little bit more pressure, but, so if you do it right, it should, like, flip over that card. It didn't for me, but I don't do this trick as much as I should because it's a great trick, but, you know, if you get practice at it, you'll be able to make it flip over. And I'm trying to keep this, like, in the frame, but again, if you do it right, it'll flip the card. But anyway, so then once you flip the card, it's all done, so you can spread through it. What I like to do, if I don't have a table, is I'll spread through and I'll just thumb off each card, and I'll be like, okay, every single card in the deck has, like, flipped over, you know? And then when I get to their card, I'll drop it, or I won't drop it unless I have a table, but I'll, like, out-jog it, and then I'll keep going. Because that way it builds up that suspense of, okay, what card is that, you know? And they might be looking at the cards that I'm going by, but most people won't be able to pay attention because you're going pretty fast. But then you can swivel it out and you can be like, okay, look at this card. Or you can hand it to them and be like, okay, turn over the card or whatever. But it's always going to be their card because there's no way you should screw up. So, yeah, that's a really good trick for beginners. Like, these tricks were some of the first that I learned, but I still love them because they're really great tricks. And, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably be coming out with another one today, or at least recording it, but I don't know if it'll get uploaded because I have to do a lot of editing for a lot of videos that I'm working on, but I don't know. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.